Hello everyone. It's been a few days since my last video. I have finally now played Encounter 4 of Oathsworn. Managed to get through it. I went into it in ambush state. However, I did manage to get through it. I'm quite surprised. I only had one knockout, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But I have got through Encounter 4 now. It took me a few more days than I thought. We are having a bit of a heat wave here in the UK. It's been sort of knacks you out a bit, doesn't it? The high heat does. So I haven't been staying up late playing board games. I've been going to bed early. Been good. Going to bed early for work. But yes, Encounter 4. Wow. Every encounter so far is just completely different. Who and what you're up against is just completely different. And Encounter 4 is exactly the same. It's the busiest encounter I've had yet, I'll tell you that. I don't think the board will be busier or fuller in any other chapter than this chapter. There's a lot going on the board, I'll tell you that now. But I love what you're up against. I love what you're up against. Kind of like a minor spoiler. If you don't want to hear this, maybe sort of switch off the next 20 seconds, but it is just a minor spoiler. You know, you're up against a group of people, and I love that. You've got your Oathsworn, which you've been through a few things now of your Oathsworn, you're kind of building them up, and you're up against another tough gang, and I think that's brilliant, you know, and there's some pretty good matchups, really good matchups between them and you as well, so I thought that was great. Anyway, so yeah, got through it. First attempt. I think I gave myself the benefit of the doubt on a couple of rules I wasn't too clear on, or one big one I wasn't that clear on, which I've now since gone on Board Game Geek and started the post, and I've had it clarified by Shannonborn Games. And I shouldn't have given myself as much damage to the opponents as I did. But never mind, you know, we live and learn. We live and learn. One big revelation, this is the first encounter I've started using the dice. I used the dice on a story mode before, and I just kept rolling blanks. So I went back to using the cards again. However, this time, I was trying to save myself a bit of space on the table, because, you know, if you're using the cards, you've got the hero cards, and you've got the set of enemy cards as well, and you've got to keep shuffling them and so on. I just thought, save myself a bit of space on the table, streamline the game a bit so I don't have to shuffle cards. Let's try using the dice instead. And I really liked it, actually. I was surprised. I didn't think I would, but I did like using the dice. I got some massive hits, which I don't think I would be able to get on the cards. You know, I was rolling sort of, you know, a red and a couple of yellow, and I kept getting criticals, so I kept getting to re-roll again. But I got some massive sort of 15-point hits, 20-point hit. I might have got a 20-point hit as well, which is really good. And this enemy's got quite a good defense as well, so you need some good hits there. But yeah, just the witch got knocked down, unconscious. The other guys got through okay, unscathed. The witch actually, she drew one of my curative cards, so she hasn't got an injury. She kind of got a buy for that, which is really good. Those curative cards I kind of bought in the city are really, you know, paying their way. Really good. Penitent did the business, got the killing blow, really good. He is my he is my number one damage giver, I think he is. Shortly followed by the Warbear as well. But just to go through how it went, really. So the witch, I love her. I think she might be my favourite character so far. Really good. Again, you know, each round she gets to generate water or fire. I'm generating a lot of fire, which you can then use in the spells, and she's got other cards that you can generate more fire as well. And one thing I did notice, rather than putting extra fire on the board, you can expand existing fire or water to 2 adjacent hexes. It's really good. I mean, even if you don't use the fire for your spells, she can build this sort of wall of fire around her to help kind of protect her, or to draw the enemies in. So, you know, once they hit a fire, then they lose 1 health point. Or even set the fire up for other characters to knock knock the enemies into the fire as well. So yeah, I really like her ability. I haven't touched the water much yet, I have to say. I'm going more for the fire at the moment, but I'm sure the water's just as good, if not better, to be fair. Flaming Whip, that is a brilliant card. It's got a battle flow of 3, so you have to work it back around again to get to use it again. But I mean, it's got an empowerment of 5 and a range of 3. And then you can move the target afterwards as well. So then again, you can move them into fire. There's some fire on the board as well. So that is a brilliant card, and I did a lot of damage with that card. Really good. The Fireflies, this is the one I kind of got clarified on Board Game Geek. You get sort of four hits with a red cube. The enemy loses 1 health for each blank drawn. Now, I didn't know if that was an addition to the normal getting the damage numbers and getting more on their defense. It's not. Apparently, it's not. I've had that clarified. That changed the game for me, because I got to quite a pivotal point, and I rolled four red dice and got 4 high numbers. I think I got some criticals as well, so I got some rerolls. But I didn't do any blanks, but all the numbers I got gave me about 4 hits. So I shouldn't have had those hits. So perhaps next time I play this, I'll have to play the Fireflies rule properly, then I think. But yeah, so you only do damage on blanks with this card, Fireflies. But it's still a really good card. Costs 1 fire as well. Battle flow's only 1, so it keeps coming back to you. But that is a good damage just to kind of chip away at the enemies, really. So yeah, and the other cards, I didn't use the 2 big fire ones. I didn't quite get in the right positioning for the firewall or the fireball. And they probably weren't quite, it wasn't quite the right enemy to play these cards maybe as well. But I can't wait to try them. But yeah, really good. She was probably my MVP, maybe, between her and the Penitent for this mission. But she did brilliantly. She did get knocked down. She got a little bit exposed at one point. She got kind of jumped. But she got away without an injury this time, so that is great. Really good. Penitent, I mean, like I said, he's my big damage giver. His defense, with the shield and the armor, his defense is always really, really good. It's hard to damage him. Really hard to damage him. And again, he's got lots of good damage mitigation cards and area effect cards and strike cards, knockbacks, and so on. The one thing I probably do forget to play these kind of interruption cards for damage mitigation. I need to be better at kind of remembering about these cards when we get attacked, and playing them, really. But yeah, what I tend to do, he's really hard to hit. So what I tend to use is combine him with the Heartbringer for a bit of extra protection. Now the Heartbringer, I use the Prophetic Fulfillment. This is a healing card, but I use that on the Penitent. So, it keeps his health up high if you use his card properly. But I use that, I get my Penitent in there, up close personal, doing the damage. He's hard to hit anyway, because he's got a shield and armor. Plus he's got this kind of protection as well. So that's really good. I did experience with the Heartbringer though. Near the end of the encounter, I kind of got stuck with all my cards battle flowed around the board here, and I just had this one card each go, and this one card I can use it once to kind of battle flow a card, but they're all kind of stuck around the board. So this is the first time it's really happened to me that I got a character kind of stuck without any cards, and I couldn't do a lot with them. So I'll have to be careful of that. I'll have to make sure he's got battle flow tokens for the future as well. In fact, I did that actually. So on this, at the end of the chapter, I got an extra empowerment. So I went for, this time I actually went for a battle flow one. Until now, I probably haven't seen them as being that valuable, really, the battle flow enhancements. But I think after this round, what happened with the Harbinger near the end, he definitely needs some battle flow up his sleeve. Apart from that, again, I just love using, where is it? The Foreshadowing, really good. It generates a redraw token for a character, and then you can look at the 3 next stage cards for the enemy and put them in the order you want. Again, I mean, I just constantly use this where I can to kind of mitigate or kind of, you know, make sure the enemy's not doing anything too nasty coming up in the next few rounds. So this is a really good support character. That and keeping the characters healed, doing the odd bit of damage. It's got the backstab that works quite well if you can get around the back of the enemy. But again, generally keeping out the way, try and do a bit of damage here and there, but supporting the other characters. And the Warbear. I really wanted to use this card, the toss card. This is where it damages an enemy, attacks an enemy, damages them. He can then throw them up in the air, and you can land them on a different enemy and do damage to both enemies. So it's a really good card. The only problem is you only throw your enemy if you do damage. I played this throughout the encounter, I think 3 times, but each time I kept not doing enough damage to actually do any hit point damage. So I didn't get to throw them. So I was a bit disappointed by that. So I need to make sure I play it more when I've got some redraw tokens, I guess, really. So I can make sure I definitely do some damage, and then I can throw the enemy. I was disappointed with myself there. I set it up several times and missed every time. And the Feral Roar, I do like this. This gives 2 friendly characters within a certain range two empowerment tokens. I kept using this. It's got a battle flow of 1, so it keeps coming back to you. But obviously it allows these empowerment tokens to go to your allies, so they can do more damage. So I do keep using that a lot. I do like that. And the Primal Rage, again, you do 2 attacks. Really good, 2 attacks in one go. I kind of, you know, I didn't mind if I missed on the first attack, because then I got the determination rule for the second attack. So I gave myself a battle token, you know, perhaps a redraw token or an empowerment token for the second attack. So I kind of used it a bit cunningly like that, really. And then again, they had an area effect card as well. But no, really good. Defense is a bit lower than the Penitent, so you have to be a bit more careful with the Battle Bear. But he went off, started doing some damage. Really good character. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I probably will go back to the app for chapter 5 next. Really looking forward to that. Can't wait. But yeah, I really enjoyed this encounter. I loved what you're up against. Really good. And I didn't mind. I did the story mode, then I left it a couple of days until I did the encounter mode, which was absolutely fine. I'm just wondering what I might do now I've started painting. Perhaps I'll do the story mode and then perhaps paint the enemy and then do the encounter mode. I'll see how that goes. But yeah, brilliant. Really enjoying it so far. I still try to keep any spoilers to a minimum, because I know most people haven't got their games yet, or a lot of people haven't got their games yet. So I don't want to mess it up for anyone. But yeah, loving the game, brilliant. And I'm going forward with the dice, I think, from now on. Really good. Excellent. Okay, thank you.